Good morning, YouTubers. It's Ben here from Southeast Queensland Storms, back with you for another rain and thunderstorm update for Southeast Queensland, and your update starts now. Good morning, Southeast Queenslanders. Good morning to everybody tuning into this rain and thunderstorm update for Southeast Queensland on this Thursday, the 4th of April 2024. And a very good morning to you, and thanks for tuning in. We will have all the latest information on the severe weather for Southeast Queensland coming up very shortly in this video. But just before we start, if you do like the content that you're seeing on our YouTube channel, then please click that subscribe button and subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you take a look at the top of your and bottom of your video screen, you will see our social media details on the other major social media platforms, being Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on all four major social media platforms, please like and subscribe to us there as well. That way you have all the latest weather information for Southeast Queensland at your fingertips. Okay, let's get into your weather update for today. And it certainly has been a significant night in terms of severe weather overnight for Southeast Queensland, especially in areas across the Scenic Rim, Ipswich, Logan and Greenbank. And sadly, we have some tragic news to report this morning due to that severe weather overnight. And Queensland Police releasing this media release earlier this morning indicating that a man has sadly and tragically died after his vehicle was located in floodwaters at Greenbank this morning. Queensland Police were called to conduct a welfare check on a vehicle which was located submerged in floodwater at a private residence on Begley Road at around 5:20 this morning. Sadly, officers located a 71-year-old man who was located deceased near the submerged vehicle. The death is being deemed as non-suspicious at this time, and a report is being prepared for the state coroner. But some very sad and tragic news out of Greenbank this morning, and my heartfelt sympathies, prayers and thoughts with this man's family and friends at this very, very sad time. So sadly and tragically, the severe weather overnight having a very tragic impact for the Greenbank area this morning. And again, overnight, Scenic Rim area, we did see the development Scenic Rim overnight, we did see the development of severe to very dangerous thunderstorm activity, with severe thunderstorms moving across the Scenic Rim, Ipswich, Logan areas. And those severe thunderstorms were delivering heavy rainfall that led to the potential for flash flooding. And then across the Scenic Rim up into the Logan Ipswich areas, we saw the development of a very slow moving, very dangerous thunderstorm. And it was labelled a very dangerous thunderstorm by the Bureau of Meteorology because it had the potential to deliver heavy to locally intense rainfall that could lead to dangerous or life-threatening flash flooding. Now, that storm did move into the Greenbank area. And sadly, as I've just reported, we did see the tragic death of a man overnight after a vehicle was located submerged in floodwaters. So a very busy night overnight in across the Scenic Rim, and unfortunately there is more wet weather to come for southern, southeastern Queensland over the coming days right through into this weekend. So let's jump on to current satellite and radar imagery and take a look at what is going on at the moment. And on current satellite imagery, we can see a large band of rain extending all the way from central Queensland down into southern Queensland and over into southeastern Queensland as well. But a majority of all the rainfall at the moment coming across the Maranoa Warrego district, all moving down towards the Queensland-New South Wales border and into northern New South Wales. We can also see a little bit of activity occurring across the southern parts of southeastern Queensland and the north side of Brisbane, and we'll jump into those details now. So zooming in on our radar, firstly we'll start on the north side of Brisbane, and we've got a northeasterly flow at the moment. This northeasterly flow is currently bringing showers onshore, and we can see just to the south of Caloundra here, coming in towards Bribie Island, Woodford and Caboolture, some of those showers in those areas look to have some moderate to bursts of heavy rainfall. The little areas of red indicates heavy rainfall, so that northeasterly flow is bringing those showers on shore. We're also seeing shower activity with moderate to bursts of heavy rainfall through Brisbane, the Brisbane Airport and near Strathpine as well, with those showers all going from northeast down towards the southwest, towards the south-southwest. So that northeasterly flow is bringing showers on shore in those northern areas of Brisbane. And if we go further down towards the Scenic Rim, the southern parts of the Darling Downs Granite Belt, we can see non-severe thunderstorm activity from this morning. That's indicative from the white lines that you see on your screen. So we've got non-severe thunderstorm activity near Clifton, Allara, Warwick. Those non-severe storms look to contain some moderate rainfall as they continue to track towards the south-southwest, towards the Granite Belt areas like Stanthorpe, Applethorpe, down towards the Queensland-New South Wales border. And we're also seeing areas of light to moderate rainfall near Rathdowney as well, down towards Killarney, tracking over the Queensland-New South Wales border into northern New South Wales. So a little bit of activity on the radar this morning. But yeah, there's other areas where there's breaks, obviously, in the wet weather. You can see, obviously, there's breaks in the wet weather. It is isolated at the moment, but we are still likely to see a lot of wet weather across southern southeastern Queensland as we move in across the next couple of days. Taking a look at rainfall totals now, 24-hour rainfall totals. As I said, we did see severe to very dangerous thunderstorm activity, especially across areas across the scenic rim up to Logan, Ipswich, Greenbank, those areas just there. And you can see where all the heaviest of the rainfall was in the past 24 hours. So this is taking a look at rainfall totals from 9 a.m. yesterday, Wednesday the 3rd of April, through to this morning, Thursday the 4th. And the red dots you see on your screen indicates rainfall exceeding 100 millimetres. So we'll start here at Greenbank, where there was 154 millimetres recorded in 24 hours. At Springfield Lakes, 103 millimetres. Jingle Downs, 154 millimetres, the same as Greenbank. Lyons coming in with 123. We've got Kent's Lagoon with 117 mils. Coulson Crossing, 128 millimetres. Then Coulson, 120 millimetres. Further to the south, Boona, right on 100 millimetres. And Grimsey Road, just to the south of Boona, 101 millimetres. And then we had Mount Marrow also with 106 millimetres. In the Gold Coast hinterland up towards Coomera, we saw isolated areas on the Gold Coast hinterland recording rainfall exceeding 50 millimetres, and that's represented by your orange dots. And when you see your light green dots, that indicates rainfall exceeding 25 millimetres. So you can see all the rain from the Gold Coast up towards Coomera, Beenleigh there, the scenic rim copping an absolute drenching and pummeling overnight, and then the eastern side of the Darling Downs through the Lockyer Valley, all seeing rainfall between 25 up to and exceeding 50 millimetres as well. But some of those isolated areas across the scenic rim recording rainfall exceeding 100 millimetres. Okay, let's take a look at current temperatures around southeast Queensland, starting with our residents in the southeast coast district, and we'll start down towards the Gold Coast, where we've got 26 degrees at Helensvale. It's 22 at Bow Desert. We've got 25 at Ipswich and Gatton, both respectively. It's 26 at Corona Downs, 26 also in the Brisbane CBD. It's also 26 over at Victoria Point on Brisbane's Bayside. Moving up through the north side, we've got 24 at Deception Bay, 27 degrees at Bongaree near Bribie Island. It's 26 over on Moreton Island, 28 degrees at Donnybrook. Further up north to the Sunshine Coast, it's 27 at Maroochydore, 26 at Marcoola, and 28 degrees at Tewantin. Going up to the Wide Bay Burnett District, 24 at Kingaroy, 26 at Gympie, 28 at Tincan Bay. It's 27 degrees at Maryborough, it's 28 degrees at Harvey Bay and Bundaberg, both respectively, and 27 degrees at Gayndah, and some isolated showers just making their way onto the southeastern coastline there of the Wide Bay Burnett District around Tincan Bay, Tiaro, Bauple. And then as we go down into the southeast coast district, again those isolated showers with light to moderate bursts of heavy rainfall coming in from that northeasterly flow onto the southeast Queensland coast. Heading out for our residents on the Darling Downs Granite Belt, starting in the northern parts, we've got 25 degrees at Miles, 26 at Chinchilla, also 26 at Dalby, it's 25 at Oakey, 22 at Toowoomba. Head further to the southeast, Warwick currently sitting on 18, again areas of light to moderate rainfall extending from Clifton, Allara down to Warwick towards Killarney. Further to the east, you've got that light to moderate rainfall from Rathdowney down to the Queensland-New South Wales border. It's a cooler 16 degrees at Stanthorpe, it's 21 degrees at Inglewood, and 20 degrees at Goondiwindi. Alright, let's take a look at the official Queensland State forecast from the professionals at the Bureau of Meteorology. This was issued at 4:30 this morning, and the Bureau talking about in the weather situation, and if you have watched my forecast videos over the last couple of days, you would have heard me talk extensively about these two levels of the atmosphere, these two systems, or the dynamics in play in the upper levels of the atmosphere and the lower levels of the atmosphere, with both of these systems combining to trigger this wet weather across southern southeastern Queensland over the next couple of days. So again, like I've spoken about in my past videos, a inland trough lying through the southern interior of Queensland that extends into northern New South Wales. It becomes slow moving today, as well as deepening as we progress through the remainder of today. Now that's also in response to that upper level system. So again, if you watched my videos yesterday, you would have heard me talk about an upper level trough, which looks to develop into an upper cutoff low. That's in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and then down below in the lower levels, we've got this inland trough, and both of those systems working together. And as a result of that, we will see widespread showers, rain and thunderstorm potential across southern southeastern Queensland again today, right through until the end of this weekend. The Bureau talks about the trough will shift slowly eastwards over the weekend and push off our coast and take the wet weather with it by Monday of next week. So the forecast for the rest of Thursday sees cloudy conditions with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across southern Queensland. Showers can tend to widespread rain areas at times, with possible heavy rainfall across the Darling Downs, the Maranoa and the Warrego, and isolated heavy falls are also possible with severe thunderstorm activity across the Queensland-New South Wales border ranges and the Gold Coast hinterland areas during this morning. As we move into tomorrow, we see cloudy and scattered showers continue with isolated thunderstorm potential for southern Queensland, as well as widespread showers tending to rain at times with possible heavy falls again for the Darling Downs, Maranoa and Gold Coast areas. As we move into Saturday the 6th of April, remember, the lower level, the inland trough, is now starting to get on the move towards the east coast. So that sees cloudy and scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms now extending into the eastern districts, including the Darling Downs. And we could see widespread showers tending to rain at times in southeastern Queensland, with heavy rainfall possible in particular near the Gold Coast, and that's in response to if a coastal trough does develop. Sunday the 7th of April, we see scattered showers and isolated thunderstorm potential continue, with isolated showers through the eastern interior with a chance of a thunderstorm on the southeastern coast district, and then by Monday we start to move into some mostly sunny conditions. So that's the official state forecast from the Bureau. If we take a look at our district-by-district forecast from the Bureau of Meteorology, for the Darling Downs, Granite Belt residents, cloudy conditions today with a very high chance of showers, also the chance of thunderstorm activity, possibly severe thunderstorms, with heavy rainfall being the primary risk. As we move into tomorrow, high chance of showers, again thunderstorm potential remains with heavy rainfall in the southern areas of the district. As we go into Saturday the 6th of April, still a high chance of showers with cloudy conditions and thunderstorm potential. And as we get into Sunday, partly cloudy conditions with a medium chance of a showers and also the chance of a thunderstorm. The South East Coast District, for the rest of today, partly cloudy conditions with a very high chance of showers and also the chance of a thunderstorm, with those thunderstorms possibly severe in nature with heavy rainfall, in particular around those southern border ranges near the Gold Coast hinterland as well. As we get into tomorrow, Friday the 5th, again cloudy conditions remain with a very high chance of showers and the chance of a thunderstorm. It's a similar story on Saturday the 6th of April, cloudy conditions with a very high chance of showers and the chance of a storm, and that's the same for Sunday the 7th of April as well. For our residents in the Wide Bay Burnett District, forecast for the remainder of today sees partly cloudy conditions with a high chance of showers, most likely from the late morning, and the chance of a thunderstorm in the inland areas. As we go into tomorrow, Friday the 5th, cloudy conditions remain with a high chance of showers and the potential for a thunderstorm. It's also the same on Saturday the 6th of April, with cloudy, high chance of showers during the afternoon and evening hours and the chance of a storm. And then on Sunday the 7th, high chance of showers again with cloudy conditions most likely during the morning and the afternoon and the chance of a thunderstorm. Taking a look at the Bureau of Meteorology's official thunderstorm forecast for today. This was issued on their Twitter account, and if you've never seen this map before, the area that we're looking at is this area of yellow. If you are in the yellow area, which includes Charleville, Roma, St George, Goondiwindi, pretty much all of the Darling Downs, Granite Belt, mostly through the central and western southern parts, that yellow area indicates where the potential or the possibility is of severe thunderstorms. So this yellow area that you see here indicates severe thunderstorms are possible. And then as we come into the southeast coast district, through the Gold Coast, Brisbane, up to the Sunshine Coast, through the central western parts of the Wide Bay Burnett, including Kingaroy, and just the little eastern outskirt of the Lockyer Valley Scenic Rim, Dalby, Toowoomba, Warwick, in that green area we see non-severe thunderstorm potential in that green area, but you can really see that the Bureau focusing on this channel from central west, central Queensland, all the way southern into southeastern Queensland. And if we go back and take a look at satellite and radar imagery, we can see that area is pretty bang on at the moment. Here we are, central Queensland, all the way down into southern. So that forecast is bang on at the moment, because on current radar, real-time observations, we are seeing light to moderate rainfall currently moving across those areas in that band, and some non-severe thunderstorm activity as well. So that's the official thunderstorm forecast from the Bureau for today. So what wet weather can we expect for today? So obviously we can still expect to see showers and the potential for thunderstorms again, in particular across areas in the Maranoa and the Warrego district, as well as the Darling Downs and Granite Belt districts, and possibly the Gold Coast hinterland as well, and those southern areas towards the Queensland-New South Wales border. Again, we can also expect to see that northeasterly flow. That northeasterly flow bringing those showers onshore, and some of those showers having the potential to bring some moderate to burst of heavy rainfall with them as they move onto the southeast Queensland coast. So that's what we can expect for today. Let's take a look at some forecast modelling data now, and the information that I'm about to give you from this point of our video onwards is reflective of an amateur storm chaser only, and that not of a professional or qualified meteorologist. For all official forecast and warning information for Queensland, I urge you to visit the BOM at www.bom.gov.au/Queensland. And for today, we're going to start with our AI forecast modelling. And when I go through the models on AI, we bring you the top 3 models in the world. So this is the Fushi model. This is the #1 model in the world. And what we're taking a look at here is to see what the AI is saying in terms of our weather patterns over the next 24 hours. And you can see the Fushi model clearly picking up on the extended band of rain, showers and thunderstorm potential through central, southern, southeastern Queensland as of 10 o'clock today. You can see that band just there. That darker pink area of shading you see, that indicates rainfall anywhere of 10 to 25 millimetres in a 6-hourly window. And if we roll that out to 4 o'clock today, we can see as this inland trough, remember, we are dealing with 2 sets of dynamics. We are dealing with a wet weather pattern at the lower levels of the atmosphere, and we are also dealing with a weather pattern or a system in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Remember, we have this upper level trough that looks to cut into a cut-off low. That's in the upper levels of the atmosphere, the eastern sides of that upper trough. So if you are on the eastern side, which southern and southeastern Queensland is, on the eastern side of that upper trough, we see the development of rain showers and thunderstorms. We see the upper trough looks to still cut into a cut-off low over northern New South Wales. And then as we come back down to earth, down towards the ground in the lower levels of the atmosphere, we see this inland trough which looks to stall and become slow moving over our region for the next 48 hours. So as we go into 4 o'clock this afternoon, we can still see areas of rain showers and storms persisting mostly through central southern Queensland into the Darling Downs Granite Belt, possibly into those southern areas of the Queensland-New South Wales border near the Gold Coast hinterland, near the scenic rim. And as we bring it out to into 10 o'clock this evening, we can still see those areas of widespread rain, showers and storms persisting across southern, central, southeastern Queensland. So that's on the Fushi model. We take a look at the AIFS model, or the European Weather Models version of AI modelling, and again, AIFS has clearly picked up on that band of rain, showers and storms potential right through central, southern, southeastern Queensland. That's as of 10 o'clock this morning, 4 o'clock this afternoon. When the model catches up, there we go, we can see again that wet weather activity still remaining. And as we go into 10 o'clock tonight, again, areas of showers, rain and thunderstorm potential existing right across southern and central, southern, southeastern Queensland as we go into 10 o'clock tonight. GraphCast, Google's model, again, just like the AIFS and the Fushi, it's picked up on the band of rain and wet weather as well. The rain and thunderstorm potential extending central, southern, southeastern Queensland. That's 10 o'clock this morning. We roll that out to 4 o'clock this afternoon. Again, we can see that area, that dark pink area, all rainfall of 10 to 25 millimetres in a 6-hourly window, and that's as of 4 o'clock this afternoon. And we go into 10 o'clock tonight, we can still see the wet weather continues. So the AI modelling clearly picking up on that as we get through today. So as you can see, plenty of wet weather around the central, southern, southeastern parts of Queensland today. We jump over to Windy and go back to some traditional weather modelling, taking a look at the Euro. This is 10 o'clock today. You can see the Euro, very much like the AI, picking up on that band of rain, areas of showers, rain and thunderstorm potential, central, southern, southeastern Queensland. We will just zoom that in just one more. There we go. So that's 10 o'clock today. This is 1 o'clock this afternoon. Again, the rain, showers, thunderstorm potential continuing into 1 o'clock this afternoon, 4 o'clock this afternoon, and 7 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock tonight, and then we go into 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. But again, you can see the heavier of the rainfall all appears to be confined to this central southern part of Queensland into the Darling Downs. The western parts of the Darling Downs Granite Belt, you can see the other remainder of southeast Queensland really not getting in according to the Euro. The Euro really focusing their more heavier rain through central into southern Queensland, western parts of the Darling Downs, out towards Goondiwindi, that way. That's back at 10 a.m. this morning, so if we go 1 o'clock, we can see all the heavier rainfall focusing in this central southern Queensland channel today. But as we start to roll through tomorrow into the weekend, this inland trough in the lower level is moving towards the east. The trough in the inland is moving towards the east. And what we're also looking at, so as we get into Friday, Saturday, we see the main trough. It starts to move towards the east coast. And then once that main trough gets there, we also see a surface trough then also looks to linger back in the inland areas across central and southern southeastern Queensland as well. So we get a little surface trough that lingers back as the main trough pushes offshore. That surface trough lingers back, and as a result, that's what looks to help with the development of thunderstorms and more rain as we get into Saturday and Sunday of this weekend. Again, Saturday, Sunday, the trough also looks to stall, and then we also see a second upper level trough. So another upper level trough in the atmosphere looks to amplify as well, adding to the development of the rain and thunderstorm potential for southeast Queensland. Okay, what we're also looking at is we're just looking at as the inland trough as well, sits in southeastern Queensland as well. A little trough offshore, so if we bring this out, I think it's in through till Friday to Saturday. So we can see here a trough on the coast with some heavy rainfall here. This is the inland trough that I was talking about that lingers back. Looking at the rain and thunderstorm potential on the weekend. We just want to see, obviously, if these two little troughs merge, to see if they bring any heavy rainfall. You can see the trough along the coast moving closer to the west, so it's coming closer onto the shore, but looks to just keep the heavy rainfall offshore. And as we get into 4 o'clock, and again, you can see the heavier the rainfall just remaining offshore, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that to see if there's any interaction or merging between the inland trough and the coastal trough. If that does occur, then obviously we can see the more higher chances of potential for heavier rainfall on those southeastern Queensland coastal areas from Brisbane all the way down to the Gold Coast and in towards the inland areas as well, like the Gold Coast hinterland and the scenic rim as well. Alrighty, taking a look at rainfall totals for today. So this is the Bureau of Meteorology's Access C Southeastern Queensland High Resolution Model. This is the forecast radar. Taking a look today, 10 o'clock today, we can already see the forecast radar and the current real-time radar have already picked up on that band of rain and thunderstorm potential through the Maranoa Warrego into the southern parts of the Darling Downs, southern parts of the scenic rim, with all that activity shifting in towards northern New South Wales over the Queensland-New South Wales border. We can also see on the forecast radar those isolated showers with moderate to bursts of heavy rainfall also moving onshore due to that northeasterly flow. And as we extend the radar out through to this afternoon, when it decides to catch up, there we go. So we can see pretty much all of the Maranoa Warrego, the western, maybe the northern parts of the Darling Downs, all seeing some heavy rainfall across the Darling Downs Granite Belt, and the Maranoa and the Warrego. Isolated showers still continuing along the southeast Queensland coast, like from the sunny coast down through to Brisbane, and we also see the potential too for some rainfall across the southern areas of the Gold Coast hinterland, down near the Gold Coast and the scenic rim as well. And as we see that, all that activity continues as we go through this afternoon and into tonight as well. Obviously, all the red areas indicates where the heaviest of the rainfall is. So again, all through the central western parts of the Darling Downs Granite Belt, all through the Maranoa Warrego, with all that activity starting to shift towards the south. So rainfall totals, Access C, again, the Bureau Meteorology's high resolution models. This is total, what it is predicting for total rainfall totals for today. Again, these totals are not 100% accurate. They're a guide only, and again, not to be treated as 100% gospel. Again, you can see all the better of the rainfall from the central western sides of the Darling Downs right through to the Maranoa Warrego, where rainfall exceeding 100 millimetres could be seen across that district in the light to dark purple areas. Again, isolated rainfall possibly exceeding 100 mils across central western parts of the Darling Downs, and also through to Dalby to Woomba. This is what the Bureau's picking up on. On the southeast coast district, could see rainfall anywhere from 10, possibly up to 40 to 50 millimetres today, and rainfall weakens off as we get into the Wide Bay Burnett. Taking a look at the UK Met model, similar story on the UK Met model. Again, it's all predicting the heavy of the rainfall across Maranoa Warrego district into southern Queensland, as well as central western parts of the Darling Downs. Again, possible isolated rainfall of 100 millimetres or more near Goondiwindi across the Queensland-New South Wales border, and also across Maranoa Warrego as well. Southeast Coast District, areas of Brisbane out to Brisbane's west, Lockyer Valley, Scenic Rim, Gold Coast hinterland, possibly rainfall of 10 up to 30, 40 millimetres. Again, and the rainfall eases off as you go further north from Brisbane, sunny coast, up that way. Darling Downs, obviously central eastern parts also could possibly see 10 to 30, 40 millimetres today. And lastly, the European model again agrees all the heavier, better rainfall is from the Darling Downs Granite Belt to the east, all across Maranoa, Warrego, central western parts of the Darling Downs. But again, parts of Brisbane, right from Brisbane south of the South East Coast District, all getting in on rainfall 10 to 30, 40, 50 millimetres possibly. And again, similar story out on the Darling Downs Granite Belt and Maranoa, Warrego. Again, from the Sunshine Coast up to the Wide Bay Burnett, rainfall totals seem to ease off. So you can see all three models agreeing here's access. So you can see they're all focusing on this southern southeastern corridor. Don't want to do that. So that's the access model. So you can focus this corridor here that they're focusing on over to the UK Met. And lastly, the Euro. So that's what we are looking at today. And lastly, on Meteorologics, taking a look at flash flooding potential. This is as of today at 11 o'clock. We can see chances for potential of flash flooding right through Charleville down to Dirranbandi, Millmerran down to the Queensland-New South Wales border, as well as we go through to 2 o'clock this afternoon and into 5 o'clock this afternoon, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight, and then into early Friday morning. But we can see flash flooding potential does exist with this rain and thunderstorm potential across central southern Queensland, extending into parts of the western parts of the Darling Downs Granite Belt as we go through today. So that's pretty much going to conclude this morning's video update. Hopefully you got a lot of information, what you need to know. As always, I will keep you updated. We will have further forecast videos over the coming days, but in the meantime, please take care if you are driving on the roads. Drive to the conditions. Safe distances, please don't tailgate, turn your headlights on and stick to the speed limits. Just drive to the conditions. And as always, and the major message that's pushed from Queensland Fire and Emergency Services, if it's flooded, forget it. If you come across flooded roadways or causeways in the coming days, please don't try to cross if it's flooded. Just simply forget it. Please don't put yours or the lives of others, including our emergency service personnel, at risk by trying to cross a flooded road when you really, really shouldn't have to. And common sense should prevail. So with that said, I will see you on the next video update. Again, if you like what you see on our channel, please give us a subscribe. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and I will see you on the next video update. But as always, remain weather aware and weather prepared.